and sisters, generals, welcome to another EBX and Lord Lamont show. Thus, EBX discussion. And Lord Lamont he went out of town to visit his mom and his sister and some friends and family and stuff. So he'll be back by the weekend. And salute to one's family, current subscriber, new subscriber. Anybody that view, one salute you and thank you. May that great divine just be in our life and keep us prospering and keep on protecting those with that righteous light deep within that divine soul, because it can be challenging to get to that space, as Lord Lamont and I always speak on. Everyone has their own journey, and as far back as I can remember, brothers and sisters, I've always had dreams about water, and I've spoke on these things before, and I just wanted to speak on the connection to the elements of Mama Nature. I got nature on the banner, but Mama Nature, of course. And of course, the title, Water Frequency. The water frequency breeds deep thinkers. Now, I'm sure I'm not the only one that dreams about water and many things. Water is just one of them, because when we study nature, there are many elements to nature. You got the trees, you got the water, you got the air. And, I went in deep. I'm just kind of going off the cuff right now and what I've dreamed about and what I have studied and experienced, and, animals, learning about animals. I've done that. I reiterate, the animals I've studied is the bear I've studied in the past, and I've got them right here on Lord Lamont and I's platform. I've studied the bear, the nature characteristics of a bear, the tiger. I've even studied like the righteous side of a wolf. We all know about wolf and sheep clothing and all that, but I'm talking about the nature side of a wolf, in their habitat, how they live, because they do have good qualities if you study it. But I've studied that, and I actually did a podcast on that. Let me see, the elephant, if I didn't say that already, the tiger, the lion. I've done the eagle. I think that's it, if I'm not mistaken. It was the bear, the elephant, the tiger, the lion. Lions and tigers and bears, oh my. I think I said that before last time I spoke on this. But those are the things I study, and they all have something to do with nature. And when I began learning about nature and discussing it with Lord Lamont, and he's really infatuated and deep into nature. He said he spent a lot of time in nature in his younger days. A lot of times when he was having challenges, that was sort of his therapy, was to get in nature. He said he used to take walks through the woods and just have deep thought and take a walk, outside. And that's wonderful. I got an auntie. I don't know if she still do, but I got an auntie that used to do that. She used to take walks every morning, and that's good. That's something I need to do more often, but I do get out and appreciate it, and always share beautiful moments with one spell breakers, and I'm telling you, the water frequency breeds deep thinkers. And I'm gonna get into some summaries about that, and of course we're gonna have a hip-hop stimulation break, always do, and some statements that I wanted to speak on, talking about the water frequency and how it does breeds deep thinkers. And there's a lot of deep thinkers out there, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that has dreams about water. And I've spoke on how, first, before I get to that, I've spoke on the dreams I've had. I want to kind of refer back to the discussion Lord Lamont and I had on the last father and son discussion. What do we have on the banner? We had a depiction of Kemet, and we got into the debate about we didn't debate about it. I asked him, what do he think about the debate about the world being round and the world flat? And we just gave some points and views and perspectives on it, because it's just theories, as I told him, we said to each other, we'll never have the complete knowledge of this world. So why argue over it? We just be grateful for the knowledge we do come across. And the deeper we go, the more things we come across on this divine path that make us go, and ooh. That's the beautiful part about learning. Beautiful. I love learning. It'd be boring if one didn't have something to learn, So those who, do think they know everything, you're a fool, you're missing out. It's always something to learn. Be thankful. And it can help us in life in a major way, subtle, Gotta watch those toxicities that come subtle, as we all speak on. But we just spoke on and discussed different things and how the Antarctica, there's theories surrounding that, and it's something that he and I would have to go deeper into. But we were just kind of speaking off the cuff and speaking on another brother's platform that I had listened to that was speaking on the world being round or flat. And I have to say, the brother made some very good points that make you think. And I also reiterate, I told Lord Lamont that I always had in the back of my mind, I always thought it was, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to just say, we're living under a dome, but I know when we stand out over the edge of a lake, and remember, folks, as I said, I've always had dreams about water. A matter of fact, I'll put a podcast I did about, I'm going to put one Lord Lamont and I had about divine connections to dreams. I'm going to put that in the end screen, and the one that the podcast I did by oneself about water. And I spoke on it a lot. And I put those two in the end screen because I think it's interesting. Water, we so busy. And that's where what is that philosophy, that term comes in, as above, so below. Now I'm kind of understanding what that means. Got a little bit more, studying to do and learning, but I'm kind of, when brothers and sisters, we experience this when we come into knowledge. We start getting it, and things start lining up and making sense. Even things we don't maybe understand sometimes, but it's just something in us that's like, something makes sense here. But that's why we keep studying, keep researching, and because we don't want to give misinformation or and we just keep learning and go with that great divine, and Mama Nature has guided us to the space we're in. So that was just some discussions that Lord Lamont and I was having. And Antarctica, it's so many theories surrounding that, and just different things we were pointing out. Again, we're having perspectives on and stuff like that. And so that's what I wanted to speak on today, brothers and sisters. I know it's a lot going on in the world, but I always try to encourage and be positive and tell my spell breakers. Lord Lamont and I made up. I meant to say that on the last podcast he and I had. Remember, it was a depiction of Kemet on the banner and/or thumbnail. We just had it. We did it Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and the title of that, I'm trying to see what the title of that was. Oh, the power of deflection. We got into that deflection. We talked about some things that's going on in the world and Hollywood and social media and et cetera, et cetera. We discussed it, but we also spoke on how observing, toxic things. We observe things, but don't absorb it, especially if it's toxic, not good for our psyche. So we just spoke on those kinds of things. And, so, I will always share experiences that may enlighten or, encourage one or, encourage one to go deeper into thought, into, elements of nature and water. And water is a strong element. That's why that's got to be, because again, I don't do coincidences anymore. There's got to be a reason. Anyone that dreams about water, man, go into it deeper. See why? Because water is powerful. And you really think about water. It's amazing. We really, really think about it. That's something we learn on this journey as we come more knowledgeable as brothers and sisters, generals, spell breakers, family members. We start to appreciate Mama Nature a little more. The more we learn about it, we start appreciating it and seeing it, how powerful and amazing it really is when we get to learn it. That's why I always have it as I say, when I do these podcasts, I'm usually I'm facing a big screen and it got nature on it right now. That's one's therapy. That's one's meditation. And this is a real video of nature. This isn't AI. Sometimes I'll have the little, because I will admit, sometimes I watch those little AI nature videos, but they're not the same as the real ones. So I do watch the real ones too, in Nature Channel and all that kind of stuff. So that's what's on the screen now, a depiction of it, just showing different parts of the world. That's just beautiful, and that's what we got to focus on. And the distractions of Hollywood and the politic drama and the celeb drama, it takes us away from seeing how really, really beautiful nature is and in this world can really be. I'm talking about aside from, when we're away, when we're by ourselves and really paying attention to it and get into that deep, deep meditation and or deep prayer, not just asking for things, not a superficial meditation and or deep prayer. Really, going deep in thought. See why we dream about water. Now, as I said at the beginning, as long as I can remember, I've always had dreams about water or the sky. There's some kind of connection there. So that's what that. And again, my son and I was having that discussion Wednesday about Antarctica and the water, and I told, getting back to what he and I discussed too, I wanted to reiterate about standing at the edge of a lake. And again, I'm not saying, I know it's a theory that we could be living under a dome. It was just a discussion, one that Lord Lamont and I had. But it was always in the back of my mind how when we stand at the edge of a lake and look out, it's like it's a really humongous dome and it's so many miles long. Now, that's just one's theory. I'm not saying that that's true. And another theory I have is when we're standing out in the open or nature, especially on a massive lake, I'm talking about, or an ocean, I'm talking about a real huge ocean, and we stand at the edge of it and look out, we can see that the theory of the dome, because when you look up and look beyond I'm talking about a massive, huge ocean or a lake, it looks like a dome because it goes for miles. But another theory I have, you only can see it when you're out in the open. You can't see it when you're in the city. Now, this is just theories now. I don't want to people think I'm cuckoo, and I'm just, just seeking. This is how we find out things. This is how we come into knowledge now. Because my theory is, if we are living on a plane and we're under a dome, in my theory, we can't see it with all the buildings in the way. So that's my theory. So another theory I have, this would be theory number 3. First theory number 1, when we're in the open or looking out over a lake, we can see the dome, so to speak. Okay. Now, second theory, when we're in the city, we're not out in the open. The building is blocking a lot of stuff. Thus, nature's blocking that too. As we all say, the city is noisy and we're in this rat race, and we're running and running and running. We won't see nature. We won't be in nature long enough to pay attention to it, to appreciate or see the power in it, to go deeper. Because that's where meditation comes in. That's why you see most of our greatest philosophers and even martial artists, you'll see them working out outside. That's not an accident. It's a reason. It's a frequency, and a water frequency especially. But we can connect with many frequencies. It just depends on the person because everyone's different. Everyone's journey different. That's why Bruce Lee, rest in peace, and Empire, you see what he said about water. And Bruce Lee went deep. Bruce Lee, and it's not just him. I'm just using him as an example. Bruce Lee went in his mind, body, and soul where not too many people can go to, real talk. So we can go a whole lifetime and never tap into that deep, powerful, spiritual part of ourselves, that cosmic part of ourselves. We can be some cosmic beings, we just got to learn to, accept different knowledge and, and not be too judgmental and just say, and we agree to disagree. Of course, focus on the real enemy, and just get back on board and stay on this walk because we just never know, But again, it's just theories. Like I said, that second theory is because the building's in the way. We can't see that plane or in theory, the dome. I think we will only be able to see cosmic things and beautiful things is to be out in the open, away from the city, out in the open or the country, thus on water. Because think of how it make you feel when you go to a beach or something like that, and it makes you feel refreshed and you feel connected to something, even if you're not that spiritual. You can go stand out at the lake, especially if nobody's there. And I'm talking about a big lake, and you just look out onto the water. Think of how it makes you feel. It's a frequency. Sometimes, some of us that have studied nature, we know what that feeling is. We know where it comes from, why we get it, what we're connected to. But everybody feels it, even if we can't explain it or understand it. So that's what I'm talking about. And a water frequency is beautiful, and it breeds some of the deepest thinkers, and I want to get into that. And again, I've always dreamed about water and connecting to the elements of Mama Nature, a lot more to learn though. And something that I want to go in deep with my son Lord Lamont on is Antarctica. I want to learn. I want to learn more about Antarctica, because in my theory, Antarctica is a center of a lot of things. Kind of like Africa. Africa is, there's a lot of things they try to hide in Africa. Africa plays a big part in Mama Nature too. Real talk. And the water frequency, real talk, because Africa got some beautiful lakes and man, I've seen pictures, what they call them, tabletop waterfalls, beautiful. I've got videos of video footage of it right here on on Laura Lamont and I's channel. Songs I've done, I've used little video clips of Africa. So I've always been infatuated with Africa, even from young. Even when I didn't really understand or what I was seeing and stuff like that, but I've always been infatuated with it. So some of us have had that water connection since we could remember. And I'm gonna get into some of the dreams one had about. Excuse me. One had about that. I looked away for a minute. One had about dreams. I'm gonna get into that. And do we carry a water frequency? If we have dreams about water or nature, something bigger than ourselves, go deeper, brothers and sisters. It's something that's trying to get us to tap into it, or it's tapped into us. Go deeper into it. And studying about water and nature and why we dream about water and stuff like that, a lot of gifts come with that. Like studying about water, you can create a gift of prediction. You can begin to anticipate things, because as we say, when we're looking up something, especially if we're in a righteous space and we're not manipulating or nothing like that, I gotta say that. But it just leads from one beautiful thing to the next. Everything we learn, it leads from one level to the next. Kind of like the brother I was listening to on the platform. He said that we're living on a plane, and everything is stacked, and it's in levels, it's in layers. But I have to go deeper into the brother I was listening to. He's way deeper into it. He got the receipts, and he had graphs and all kind of stuff. But when you hear this brother, it's just wow. So many things is just hidden from us. We just never know. That's what Lord Lamont and I. That's the conclusion we came to. We didn't get in no big argument over it, no big debate. We just say, there's so many things that's been hidden in us. That's why you always hear so many philosophers say, research, look up things, look up things for ourselves. And again, there's just so many things that's been hidden from us. We just don't know. So, but sometimes theories can turn into facts later on. You just never know. So we just keep being the spell breakers we are, and keep breaking them spells, and open up new avenues and new ways of thinking and ways of bettering ourselves and seeing more, in ourselves, and keeping our mind, body, and soul in check, brothers and sisters, so we can stay focused and be ready for whatever. Brother, sister, family, real talk. So I'm going to get into some more things about water. Of course, we're going to get to a good old hip hop break. And I got like 5 spell break. They're not necessarily spell breaker statements, but I call them that. So I got 5 spell breaker statements one wants to speak on. And of course, I'll have little side notes in between the statements. And I do got 2 summary breakdowns about dreaming about water and signs that are water signs. Now, I'm not really into the zodiac sign thing really, but it is interesting. And as far as my sign go, I kind of resonate with what it says. But I also take because we also, like I said, I really don't do the zodiac sign thing, but we can't always look at it, try to draw a positive. It's got to be both sides. We got to look at the positive side of a water sign, and also or a sign in general, a zodiac sign. Also, maybe the challenging part of the sign, so got to be real too. So we're going to get to this. I'm going to go ahead and get to this hip hop break. And let's see the first one. And I want to come back and get to the summary, because I really want to get into why we dream about water, especially if it's massive amounts of water, which dreams I had. And I'm also speak on a dream Lord Lamont had that was actually a prediction, because that's one dream that he could remember that he said he had about water. So just want to get into that, because again, I know it's a lot of things going on in this world right now, and it's hard to to key in on one spirit in the pit of that soul. So that's what Brother EBS Cares is here to try to do, to get us to, man, shed off all the distractions. Don't get caught up in too much politic and celebrity gossip. Pay attention, pinpoint, the challenges in our own personal lives, our family, children, and significant other. And make sure we right, and keep our eye on that righteous sparrow. All right, which is what? Children, family, significant other, and ourselves. Make sure we right. Yep, as leaders and teachers out here. All right, let me see. I can't remember what the songs was. Let me see. One of them was Can You Dig It? And it's right here on me and Lord Lamont's channel. And it got a depiction of Malcolm X on the front. It's like artwork. And okay, the first song is Work Hard. I'm not just talking about a job. I'm talking about just in general. We got something we love. Do what we love. Do what we love what we do, And again, you can't be nothing to hurt ourselves or no one else. It'd be all for nothing. So whatever craft, whatever purpose we have in life, I'm talking about a general thing. Brother and sister, work hard, let nothing stop what so many of us have fought. Man, some of us so hard to get to. So keep working hard to maintain a good, prosperous, divine life. Back after this, work hard.
Yeah, brothers and sisters, stay strong. Remember where you were and where you are, and that will keep you stabilized. Because we work so hard, and we done came too far. Can't stop now, and then we can't back down. Because we work so hard, and we came too far. We can't stop now, and then we can't back down. No. Hey, how we doing, my brothers and my sisters? We done been through things and thought that it took us. It tried to knock us down, but it never shook us, because we soldiers and soldierettes take a hit, hop back. Man, you bet I'ma go and get it up off my chest. I'm trying to touch the north, south, east, and west. There's no test. We all can be the best, and just meditate and get our rest, and watch all our greatness just manifest. Yeah. Everything we touch, it will turn to gold, cause it's pure from the heart and straight from the soul. We gotta work hard, and we didn't get too far. Can't stop now, and then we can't back down. Thanking my creator for giving me this gift and reaching one another as I uplift. Man, I love spitting real shit. It keeps me going and equipped. No weight on my shoulders and no chips, and nothing but fire every time I rip. Music for the soul with a positive twist. Letting nothing stop your destiny. You must dismiss perfection in the right direction. No need to fight, cause we all got a section in this rap thing. Just keep doing your thing. Be true to yourself and true to the game, and keep working hard. Yeah. Cause we done came too far. Can't stop now. Yeah. We can't back down. One.
Real talk. We can't stop now. We done came too dang gone far. Remember, I ain't just talking about no job. I'm talking about in life in general, way of life. Keep working hard on ourselves, that internal compass. Man, learn this on this walk, All right, next song is Can You Dig It? And this is kind of a fun song I did. And again, it's on Lord Lamont and Oneself channel. And it got a depiction of Malcolm X. Oh, it got like his hair, his glasses, and his goatee. And it's like an art drawing. That's what it got on the banner and their thumbnail of the song. So all right, be back after this, and we're gonna get into why we dream about water and how dope the water frequency is, and it breeds deep thinkers. It take you to a place, man, where no other, well, some people may never go in their life, That's a reality. But it always depends on how deep we willing to go and not distracted by all this crap out here. All right, be back after this. Can you dig it?
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? I'ma bring the real. Just like steel. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? I'ma bring the real. I wanna bring change, one's not the same. A new elevation taking place in our brain. Divine in the mind, yeah, been trained. But hip-hop is real, this ain't no fucking game. Been through a lot of shit, and others the same. And no, we not a lame, we got our help. And fuck having fame, continue being greater. I like our creator, our righteous terminator. I love them, brother, never be no hater. It's too much shit that's going on. Why you think I'm making these songs? To touch them chakras and keep our hearts strong. You dig? Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it? I'ma bring the real. Just like steel. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? I'ma bring the real. I'm thinking of divine, one of a kind. Strong as culture, even in your prime. Fuck the matrix, create a design. On divine time, you do the wrong shit, you're gonna be crying. So keep your head up and keep on trying. And stick to the truth and don't be lying. The blessings going up and keep them flying. Until we go, until the day we die. Transition, yeah, I'm on a mission. Nothing I'm missing. All my family, you know I wanna see. I want all of us, man, to make it in these streets and never be down. Making sure we around and keep that smile, never wear no frown. You dig? Can you dig it? Can you dig it? I'ma bring the real. Just like steel. Can you dig it? Brothers and sisters, stay strong out there. Never forget where we came from to get us where we are. Stay the soldiers and soldierettes that you are. Salute. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? I'ma bring the real. Stay strong out there. Salute.
Woo, real talk. Can you dig it? Yeah. Keep it real, brothers and sisters. Real is the deal. We can be. We are. Ain't no can be. We are cosmic beings, But it takes a little action. It's not going to happen. We got to put it in motion, And because that's the only way it's going to come back, what we put out. We got to put it in action, Put things in motion so divine things can come back, brothers and sisters, It's like I said that 1,000 times, but you know what I mean. All right. Let me see. Let's get back to the Mo, to the Joe. All right. Okay. All right, brothers and sisters, generals, spell breakers, leaders and teachers with a student spirit. Let's get into these spell breaker statements. But before I get into these spell breaker statements, let me see. I want to read something that I got on my microphone. I actually got out of a fortune cookie, to be honest. It's just wonderful how we come across little jewels in life and just never know when we can share it later on. So it's just a little small, little summary. And it's it, and I got it right on my microphone. It's called Change Your Thoughts and You Change Your Destiny, or Change Our Thoughts and We Change Our Destiny. So that's something that I see on my mic every time I speak. So that's what we got to do. We got to keep positive things just flowing in our mind, body, and soul. We just never know when we keep divine things in that divine bank. We just never know when that great divine or we gonna cash it in. It's beautiful to live in the fruits that we have bared, as well as those that we connect with along the way. Because I always say, brothers and sisters, divine always send a warrior or bring a warrior on our path. It's just a matter of us paying attention to it. I'm talking about a righteous warrior. All right, now let's get into some spellbreaker statements, and I want to speak on dreams I've had. I've always had dreams about massive amounts of water. Some dreams not always positive though. Some of them are kind of fearful, and I'm gonna get into that. And again, I got a summary on dreaming about water. Let's go. All right, spellbreaker statement number 1: dreams about water. I've had dreams about water since I can remember. Again, I got past videos, and I put that. Always keep a record of our dreams in general, but especially about water, because I'm telling you, it brings predictions, premonitions, etc. So go deeper in, always mentally record dreams about water. Write it down if one has to. I actually got videos on it. Again, I got one I'm gonna put in the end screen, and the one I think I talked about water with Lord Lamont too, but me and him did one called Divine Connection to Dreams. I'm gonna put that in the end screen. All right, spellbreaker statement number 2: still waters run deep, brothers and sisters. So if you dream about water, there's a deeper meaning there. Go deeper into it. It's something trying to get you to tap into it. There's a when they say, man, there's a greater power out there. We are cosmic beings. It's just a matter of tapping into it. Some wonderful things will come about. And it's also helpful for those that we are connected to, because we do it to uplift and better ourselves, and those that maybe just not aware sometimes, our vibration will help lift them up and make them want to learn and go even deeper into themselves, and not what the world, not the expectations of social media and or the world. All right. Still waters run deep, brothers and sisters. So those who dream about water, ponder that. Spellbreaker statement number 3: Lord Lamont had a dream about, this is about having dreams and predictions. That's why I say we should record our dreams, and we dream about water or anything in general. That's how we can anticipate things and get a little glimpse into the future, in my theory. Okay, Lord Lamont had a dream about a flood prediction here in the Milltown 2 weeks before it happened, and we were both amazed by that. And I think we might have spoke on that in Divine Connection to Dreams. So, and we break that, we had to go deeper. Like, what does that mean? So it's just he had that literally, and we had a bad flood. Yeah. So still, spellbreaker statement number 3: Lord Lamont having a dream about prediction. That's, in other words, I wrote that because, again, always keep a recording of our dreams, especially if they're water dreams, because there's definitely a deeper meaning. Again, it'll tap into predictions, glimpse into the future, anticipation. It sharpens our awareness. Man, the water frequency is no joke. Real talk. Man, the water frequency breeds deep thinkers or deep thinking. All right. Spellbreaker statement number 4: the water world is a deeper world. Once you keep tapping into it, like it goes back to the Antarctica thing, and how some people think the world is flat. And the same brother I was speaking on, in his theory, he said we're engulfed in water. He said he think we're surrounded by water. That's why the sky is blue. It's just a theory, and we do, if you think about it, water plays a very important part in a lot of things. It really does. So if you had dreams about water, as I said, go deeper. The water world is a deeper world. That's why it goes back to what Lord Lamont and I was speaking on. As above, so below. Like I said, these are things I never thought about or knew about. But I think, in another opinion and or theory, I think we're so busy, we don't just look up, we look all around. That's what the water frequency teaches me, or I think it should teach us. It teaches us to look all around the world, not in just one spot. It's elements all around us. That's why I said connection to the elements of Mama Nature, because it's not just one thing. That's what the great divine and Mother Nature teaches us, to look at all elements of the world and that divine power in Mama Nature. Not just one thing, because we can learn from so many things from nature, right? And water is one of them. All right. So the water world is a deeper world. It really is. So do your research on water. Again, if you had dreams about it, go deeper. All right. Number 5 spellbreaker statement: take time, make time to study and see the world through cosmic eyes. Again, we are cosmic beings, and what they, and again, another theory, but it really actually kind of true. This is the kind of stuff that they, the weakest that be, try to keep the public or brothers and sisters, try to keep us from this type of thinking, because a public full of independent, powerful thinking, they will lose their power. Well, they're losing it anyway. They're going to lose it anyway, because the great divine mama nature not playing right now. It's putting everything in that divine order. But yeah, so this type of thinking, even though some of it is theories and we don't know if it's facts, but still, it's good. We're searching, we're learning, we're expanding our mind, and that's what it's about. Again, the water world is a deeper world, so study it, as well as everything, connection to the elements of mama nature or nature, So again, spell breaker statement number 5. Take time, make time to study and see the world through cosmic eyes. All right. Now let's get into, again, I really don't do the zodiac sign. You hear me sniffling. My nose has been kind of running. I'm in the mealtime. It be cold, so you hear me sniffling a little bit. That's cold trying to approach me, but it ain't, it ain't approach me, but it ain't, One takes care of his immune system. We got the little sniffles. But let's get to this leaders and teachers with a student spirit. Let's get to this summary I got about cancers. Now, again, I'm not really into the zodiac signs and stuff, but it is interesting and I do resonate with some of it. And I just wanted to share it because it do kind of tie into, the water element. All right. Water frequency breeds deep thinkers. So that's what we're doing right now, right? Let's go. All right. Cancer, June 21st through July 22nd is one of the 3 zodiac signs characterized. That's a funny. I say that word funny. It's funny to me. Categorized as a water sign, alongside Scorpio and Pisces, known for their deep emotional nature, intuition, sensitivity, and nurturing qualities. Yeah, because we as Cancers, we do have a lot of empathy, but we learn how to, we got to balance that empathy, of course, as we get up in levels, because we got to know who to give our empathy to and who not, we, the discernment, all that good stuff. All right. Key traits of a Cancer as a water sign. And we are connected to water, those of us that are Cancers. All right. Emotional depth. They feel emotions intensely and are connected to their inner world. Wow. Nurturing. Cancers are known for being motherly, protective, or fatherly, and family orientated. Yep. If we got the right, if we're head on, because you can be an evil Cancer. Now we talk about a balanced, righteous brother or sister. That's a Cancer. You know what I mean? Because every Cancer is not the same. Some people tap into that divine, righteous part of themselves, Cancers, and some of them don't. So just want to make that clear. Not every Cancer is the same. It's the same as individuals. Not everyone's the same. Just like every Scorpio ain't the same. All right. Emotional depth. They feel emotions intensely and are connected to their inner world, which is beautiful. Nurturing Cancers are known for being motherly or fatherly, protective, and family orientated. Yep. When we're focused and we're on the right track. Yep. Intuitive. They possess strong intuitive abilities, often picking up on others' feelings. Yep, I do. I feel emotions pretty deep, but we learn how to channel emotions and balance it. See why we're getting them. That's why you hear me speak on impulses so much. Because as I say, we can do one wrong toxic thing, itty bitty small toxic thing, and F up our whole life. All right, symbol. Their symbol is the crab, reflecting their tendency to retreat into their perspective shell when feeling vulnerable. See, that's the honest side. So remember I said, not everything, we got to deal with that, the real part of us too, because I do that. I retreat, and we got to see why we retreat. I retreat. Now, back in the day, it was a shy thing, but now it's a meditative thing and kind of a observing and keeping one's mind right, and and then come back and Because I have my moments where I might be to myself, or I have my moments where I might interact with the public and stuff like that, because I can be a people person when I want to be. But as my son Lord Lamont said, even he noticed it. I'm the king of isolation. I mean, but and I find things to do. I don't get bored. Some of us are able to do that. Some of us are not. But that's a good way to go deeper into thought. Learn about water and our dreams and stuff. Because again, when we're running in this rat race and we're a hamster on the wheel, we won't tap into deeper things and tap into that cosmic part of our brain that's just waiting for us to tap into it. Again, we've had many historians, brother or sister, that's shown how powerful we can be beyond this punk ass human flesh. And we got brothers and sisters current that show us that we can take it to a whole new level in our life. And I'm talking about a righteous level, and learning about many elements of nature is good, but water is definitely one of them, because again, still waters run very, very deep. All right, let's get over to a summary I have about dreaming about water. Then I'm salute you, divine warriors, on to your divine life, brother, sister, family, one's fellow spell breakers. Remember, Lord Lamont came up with that. And again, get in nature when we can. Study about it. If we live in this city, take time, make time. Like I said, learn about nature. It's a beautiful thing. And it takes you to a whole different way of thinking. And this, getting away from the rat race of social media and, and the gossip. Oh, man. It's so much stuff going on social media. You have to back up, man. Yep, and get it just to keep ourselves maintained and straight, So that psyche, that's the highway, the traffic going in and out of our psyche. You hear me say that a lot. It's important, so we can tap into that deeper part of ourselves. And that's the whole reason for making this podcast and talking about the water breeds water frequency breeds deep thinkers, because I want those who listen to me to be elevated or at least put the thought in your subconscious to go even higher in oneself. Man, it's beautiful, because I've done research myself and learned things about nature and other things, but I've also listened to other generals and warriors along this path that kind of tapped into something that made me go, ooh, wow, and made me go deeper into stuff. So that's all I'm trying to do is to encourage one to get away, tap into that cosmic part of our brain and learn. That's all I'm saying. So, all right, let's get to this summary, and I'm going to salute you, divine warriors, on to your divine life, if I didn't say that already. Brother, sister, family. All right, leader and teacher with a student spirit. Let's kind of dive deep into dreaming about water, because I have them every so often, but I used to have them frequently, a lot. All right, let's go. Dreaming about lakes or oceans or massive amounts of water symbolizes our emotional state and unconscious mind, with the water condition reflecting our inner feelings. Calm lakes mean peace, while murky or turbulent water suggests stress. Because remember, I've had kind of scary dreams about water too, so to speak. All right, confusion or hidden issues needing attention. Yep. Representing our deeper self and life's potential for both serenity and, upheaval. I've never said this word, brothers and sisters. If I say words and fumble them, say I'm wrong, please forgive me. And upheaval, I've never used that word. UPHEAVAL. Upheaval. Upevolve. My bad. Upevolve? No, upheaval. Well, that's what it says. Well, forget that word. We have to look it up on a later date. But go back. All right. Confusion. If we have dreams of turbulent waters, suggests stress, confusion, or hidden issues needing attention, representing our deeper self and life's potential for both serenity and upheaval. Whatever that means. I gotta look that up. But it has something to do with keeping ourselves leveled up. And also what I get from that is dealing with our inner issues Don't let them fester. Deal with it. Whatever we got deep within our subconscious. If we're a healthy human being, if we're able to, we can't help ourselves, whether it's mentally, physically, or spiritually. Please, I'm begging you, get help from something or someone we trust. All right, because we want to come into our golden years, gracefully enjoying them, and enjoying the fruits that we bear. Okay. Water condition matters. Calm, clear lake indicates inner peace, emotional stability, self-awareness, or a period of tranquility. Murky or dirty lake points to unclear feelings, unresolved negative emotions, or challenges or problems we or you're struggling with. Yep, that's why it goes back to what I just said. If we haven't, like it just said, if it's, I would say any dream, if it's kind of a scary dream or it's, because sometimes it could seem scary in a dream, but it's just, you just got to look for the signs in it and don't let it overwhelm you. And that's how we learn how to channel our emotions too. And study the dream. You'd be surprised. And again, I don't solely rely, I always have to say this, I don't solely rely on Google. Find another way, a better way to look up dreams if one can. But just to get an idea of the dream we're having. I'm telling you, talk about keeping a grasp on things. Study your dreams. I'm telling you, we be surprised, brothers and sisters. Spell breakers, all right? So a dream about turbulence, water, that means it's a challenge within us that we haven't dealt with, that needs to be dealt with. And also could be, it's not always an inner thing. It could be an external thing that dream can also be warning us about or telling us about. And remember, this ain't always something negative. It could be something good, but that's only when we're dreaming about turbulence, water. Like I said a minute ago about Lord Lamont having that dream about flooding waters, and 2 weeks later we had a flood. See, that's what I'm saying. Even though it wasn't nothing really in his, well, it might have been some of his life too that he might have been having a challenge with, but at the same time he made a prediction. That's the connection he has with Milltown. Because like I said, Lord Lamont, he conquered Milwaukee. He conquered the heck out of this city. Real talk. So that's why you always hear me say, Lord Lamont is a strong mother hubba. He conquered the elements like it wasn't nothing. Yep, but so that's what I'm saying. Sometimes we can have the dream about turbulent water. It could be an issue in our own lives, or it could be a prediction about something. But the only way to know that and go deeper into that water frequency is we have to study and research, and then we can differentiate what it means and at least get an idea. Again, I don't solely rely on the Google because I know they AI and shit, but if we can find another natural way to do it, we do that too, or just sit in meditation. Sometimes we can just sit in silence for a minute. Sometimes a definition will come to us. That's what being cosmic is all about. That's what that water frequency is all about. Breeding deep thinkers, brothers and sisters. So that was what I had, and I just wanted to touch on. It's a whole lot more. It's so many things that we don't know. As like I said, like Lord Lamont and I were discussing, it's so many things in this world, things we don't know and things we dream about we don't pay attention to, because this world will have us running and like I said, that's why we got to take time and make time and get out in the open. Get out on the lake, get out on the ocean, and really connect with Mama Nature. Real talk. And really just embrace and breathe, just suck in all the beauty and appreciate Mama Nature and really see the beauty of this world, through cosmic eyes. It's wonderful, And again, it's not about being better than nobody or being this super intelligent person. It's just being aware and knowing when we know, So again, thank those for coming in to another EBX and Lord Lamont show, thus EBX discussion. And we'll be having another father and son discussion. Let me see. Maybe this weekend. I think he's gonna be back this weekend. I'm not sure, but I won't say this weekend. I'll say soon we'll be having a father and son discussion. So again, I just wanted to share what I was feeling about, deep thoughts about water, and the water world is definitely a deeper world. There's, like I said, what I have learned, we don't just look up in the air, up in the sky, as a, I hate to say this again. Remember, this is stuff I didn't know. As you know, as above, so below. These are things I didn't know at one time. So I want to come off like, I'm just, I thank that great divine for giving me, the intelligence I do have, so and I'm learning too. That's why I would say keep a student spirit. But yeah, what I have learned, in my theory, Mother Nature wants us to look all around, see all the elements of the world, the beauty of Mama Nature, and that frequency of water, not just up in the sky, all around. As above, so below. Now, again, I'm not the only one that spoke on this. Philosophers that spoke on this, a lot of people do. And we just get to a point we understand what we're here for, what our purpose is. When we get to that point, man, it's beautiful. We talk about a righteous purpose. I got to throw that in there, That evil shit will get us nowhere. And it'll blind us from the beauty part of life. And again, we'll no longer be living in the woulda, coulda, shoulda syndrome. Once we ain't doing that and we stepped into that cosmic world, man, we on fire out here. So again, thank those for coming in. I appreciate you. Spell breakers, stay great out there and tap into deeper things. We have a thought about something, go deeper into it, write it down, research it. Your dreams, whatever dreams we have, go deeper into it, especially if it's about water, since that's what this podcast is about. And tap into it, brothers and sisters. Tap into that inner cosmic self. It's just waiting for us to tap into it and be the powerful beings that great divine and Mama Nature has called so many of us to be. So, and keep on tapping in to that water frequency, brothers and sisters, generals, because you know why? Because we and you are deep thinkers. Salute. Has been brought to you by Mama Nature and that great divine. Thanks for joining one on another Nature podcast. Isn't that water beautiful?